from a really quick book. It's a novel and stories about these disparate characters in the year after Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans, where I used to live, and elsewhere. And this next to last chapter, what we know going into it, these characters haven't appeared yet in the book, what we know going in is that there are these punk queer kids who left New Orleans 2 days before Katrina to start a land project you can only get to on a freight train. So in this chapter, the main character is talking to another punk who photographed the land project and maybe made money off the prints without, in her opinion, really understanding what the place was about. So this is a little excerpt from their conversation. A straight girl came to the land, a hobo with her 2 queer friends, just after she'd run out of psych meds. Her hair was such a tangle, folded highlight caps and bleached sections. She was young and feminine in a way that made my clit prickle, with jealousy maybe, and she asked all the wrong questions around the fire. What were you like before? She asked. I was normal enough, I said. I was a punk and a bisexual. We didn't have queer yet, I told her. But I was spoiled, by which I meant firmly middle class. My mother was a high school science teacher. My dad a chemist who worked on food, tweaking red dye, making Doritos smell like jalapenos. So yes, I dropped out of high school, but I wasn't alone. There was this teeny surge of us vegan, anti-authoritarian, letter-writing youth. The intimation was that I'd get my GED and go back to college, and get more out of it later. My parents had faith. Then suddenly I was 25. I was living in New Orleans. I'd seen a woman who'd been raped, dumped out of the side of a car onto the steps of our squad. The girl slugged down more wild Irish rose instead of sharing her own story. Since we weren't making homebrew yet, she was the only one, and what I should have seen as her burden, I saw as my problem. A few minutes later, she teased someone by asking for their real name, and I sent her to bed cruelly, like a grandmother. She was only 20 years old. And in the morning, her friend found her dead in her one-person REI tent. It might have been shroud-like if it wasn't bright blue. They had to pull her out by her feet in her darn wool socks, revealing next her striped wool tights, like a mystery, thinking they could still revive her. Pulling on her so that her lowest ribs were revealed where her shirt rode up, the pale skin between her bones patterned with dirt, like paper over which charcoal has been rubbed. We realized she'd eaten a year's supply of pain pills out of the apothecary, an irrecoverable loss. But how can you be angry at someone in that much distress? I'm not sure what I would have done with my feelings in the abstract, back in the real world. But here there was a body to deal with, one that was stiffening into rigor mortis. I closed her eyes because, in a group, I am the person most likely to reach forward. The coldness of her eyelids hard to pull like window blinds, so that for a split second I did need to think about the mechanics, traveled up my arm into my neck, my teeth. I realized we'd have to move her, this block of wood in the shape of a child. Caden said the rigor would wear off. It was early spring and still cold, but the body already smelled faintly, that sweet smell, almost like hunt, that weighs down the air. Caden said now was the best time to move her, and when the board of her went up, I knew I was no longer a child, no longer a woman, no longer a citizen. I could not believe flesh could get that hard. We aren't anybody, I told Mike, and they hide it from us. We're just stones made out of universe.